everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge, and this is Cruise Peruse episode number 124. Boys and girls, we are back on the road, heading from the east to the west side of town, as always discussing lively sports ball here on a Tuesday morning, kind of afternoonish. But hey, since it is Tuesday, we got Monday Night Football to talk about. Da, 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 da. The Cleveland Browns went over to New Jersey to face the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. And yes, boys and girls, Sam Darnold was out with mononucleosis. So guess who had to fill in? Trevor Siemian. That's right. Does anybody remember Trevor Siemian, quarterback of the Denver Broncos? What are you doing, asshole? What are you doing? It's a fucking stop sign. It's not a goddamn red light, you fucking idiot. Holy fucking shit. Dipshit. And really, that's what I can really say about the GMs and the executives of the New York Jets, because holy crap, how do you guys get shit on by the sports dynamics so bad? I mean, here's the thing. So you had Trevor Siemian starting as the backup quarterback, and early in the first half, it just looked like both offenses were kind of resting and lulling out a little bit. Baker, a little too aggressive at times, even though Baker's my boy. Jets, was able to reciprocate in terms of defense. They were able to hold out as much as they can in that first half. But really, what set off just red flags everywhere in that first half was the Trevor Siemian injury. Well, when he was falling back, he lands awkwardly on his ankle, and the way it went, so this is his ankle and his foot, right? His leg just, and when the leg goes forward from your fucking foot, and the way it bent, it was just so disgusting. But I really hope Siemian's okay. I really hope Trevor Siemian's okay, because holy shit, that was terrifying. And so, naturally, you have to go to your third string option, Falk. I don't even know the dude's first name. Sorry, Jets fans. I'm not, so knowledgeable in the depth charts of your quarterbacks, but there you go, Falk. And he did a serviceable job. I think he did all right relative to how decent the Cleveland Browns defense was. But again, I think the major issue with Cleveland this game, again, were the penalties. Last week they had, 18, was it? Still felt like they had a lot yesterday. But obviously the notable thing, from yesterday was Cleveland gets a win, and OBJ with one-handed catches and a touchdown that ran for 87 yards, a pass from Baker Mayfield. I think the run after catch was I want to say 50. I really want to say he ran 50 yards all by himself, but OBJ with just a classic OBJ move, and that touchdown was beautiful. It freaked the fuck out of everybody. So he comes back to MetLife Stadium, exercises his demons in that sense. So kind of curious how all of that went down, boys and girls. And yeah, Baker, the whole thing with me is this: I defend Baker Mayfield like nobody else, and I'm not even a Cleveland fan. I'm just a Baker Mayfield fan. All right, and so it's funny because I have this shake and bake shirt with Baker Mayfield's face up front with just a brown colored shirt. And, I defend Baker Mayfield because I really think he is that next guy who can elevate let's be honest, a very existentially depressing and hoping to shake up those cynical fans in the Cleveland Browns. And so hopefully Baker can live up to that role of just leader, next level guy. And I also rate defensive end Myles Garrett. The guy got penalized a lot yesterday, but God, dude, the sacks, the way he just destroys an O-line, it's incredible how Myles Garrett can work. And really, other than the Browns secondary, which I thought was extremely suspect yesterday, where Denzel Ward, I really thought he was going to step up this season, but didn't really have the best of games yesterday. But despite the blemishes from Cleveland, because of the many the many assets in the Cleveland side. Cleveland is able to pull off with the win, where there were possible moments in that game where I thought, hey, Jets look like they could come back, but Cleveland's defense woke up in that second half, did what they had to do. I think they caught an INT in there as well. So getting shit done like that, man, getting ugly wins, that's part of the process too. So the Cleveland Browns are now 1-1 and are second in the AFC North. So congratulations to the Cleveland Browns. I am pulling for you guys. I really am. I mean, I have video evidence of all of this shit where I praise Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns. I have been on their shit for a while. But hey, here's to hoping they do well. I really hope, their season goes well. And it's only going to get harder for the Cleveland Browns. And for the Jets, guys, just embrace the Tank Bowl. Okay, you're not going to beat Miami in the Tank Bowl for that #1 overall pick. But, aim high. Aim high, top 3 picks. Sam Darnold's going to be out with that mononucleosis shit. He's going to be out for a while. You're not going to have him for a long, long time. There is a timeline and timetable for how mononucleosis is done. But, just based on how it can affect the player's, physiology, I wouldn't take a risk this season. And I'd probably sit him out. And it's an unfortunate thing for the Jets fans because, yeah, you wanted this to be your season. This honestly felt like the next season up, but honestly, in these first 2 games, based on the O-line, based on general malaise from upper management, and already the talks of wanting to leave the team from star players, it's a damning statement. Jamal Adams this morning just come out and say he wants to be traded. Now, whether that be true or not, and of course these reports based on Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, they can be a bit exaggerated at times, sometimes, but the reality of the Jets is you're gonna tank. Gase has a tough road ahead of him, and that AFC East is as good as the Patriots and Buffalo Bills. It's crazy to say that, but I think the Bills can really prove people wrong this season. And holy shit, I really thought they were going to be bang average, probably 3rd in that division, 8-8, pulling close, but they've been showing some promise this first 2 weeks, and we'll see how they carry forth. But that AFC East, man, you're in the Tank Bowl now, Jets. Okay, just embrace the Tank Bowl. Build the team around Sam Darnold, help him out, build some fucking armor around him, aka an O-line. For the love of God, give him some tackles, give him a decent center, and maybe you'll succeed. I don't fucking know, okay? Holy fuck, man. When you have dysfunction and just bullshit and the facade of, competing, but really you're more in the tank zone, star players get frustrated. They want to leave. Of course they do. And it's understandable. It's a job. Ultimately, this is a job, right? And if you don't like your work setting, of course, you want to change the place you work at. I completely get it. But sometimes the problem is the way players behave. The way they have acted and the way they carry themselves, I don't necessarily agree with. And this is the whole thing I said about Antonio Brown. And this is the same thing I will say about Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey, cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, I believe he's a cornerback, right? Because he fucking talks about all that goddamn time. But, Jalen Ramsey has requested a trade for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this kind of stems from, Sunday's clip of him screaming at Doug Marrone, head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And really, I think the kind of impetus of how this started can really be traced back to last season, where the Jacksonville Jaguars, with all that hype, all that bullshit, without a Leonard Fournette who was healthy, relatively speaking, shit the bed the entire season. They were awful last season, and I don't think their record really reflects how poor they were. And I think really, with the injury to Nick Foles, who was the big acquisition, so much money just given to that young man. Well, not young man. Big Dick Nick he's a god, and he's ageless. But ageless or not, he is injured. And you have Minshew, who I feel he's going to be all right, but he's not going to be the fucking, guy who's going to take you to the playoffs and shit. That's just not reality, I think. And shit, man, and I get it, because it's just been mediocrity after mediocrity, and having Jalen play in a position he doesn't want. And I still consider Jalen Ramsey very selfish. I do. I think this guy is just near cantankerous levels of Antonio Brown, but not as severe. But we'll see what trade partners are there, because Jacksonville wants a first. Jacksonville definitely wants a first. I think you still have a year left on Jalen Ramsey's contract. His contract runs out in 2020. So Jacksonville wants a first, but don't be surprised if the Patriots come crawling in there with a fucking specialist player in the running back position, because they're so fucking deep, in a second-round pick. I'm just saying right now, man, like, the fucking Patriots will finesse their way somehow, because you have AB for a year. Why not just invest in another cancer for 1 year? Just saying. And once that happens, and mind you, I feel that wouldn't really affect anyone's cap situation, because he's only occupying barely $5 million in the cap space there. So yeah, whoever picks this guy up, I mean, you're gonna have to embrace the fact that he's a cancer. But if you already have an established culture, let's say like the Patriots, the Seattle Seahawks, I'd also say to an extent the Philadelphia Eagles, shit, I think you're going to have a very viable playoff team. I mean, you're going to have a deep playoff team if you put in Jalen Ramsey. But again, guy's cancer. If shit doesn't go the right way, it might explode. And really, in that regard, I think the Patriots look like the most likely suitor, based on everything that's laid out there, right, in terms of the context. And really, it was kind of the same. It wasn't the same situation with this next guy who was requesting a trade because of just the all-around shittiness of the Miami Dolphins. And Minkah Fitzpatrick, who was selected last season, he was in the first round last season, has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a first, a fifth, and is it a first, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to read this thing real quick, boys and girls. A first, fifth, and a sixth in 2021, and the Steelers are getting back a fucking sixth and a fucking fifth and a seventh, if I'm not mistaken, a seventh in the 2021 draft. And I wrote all this shit down. And the thing is, we gotta drive, boys and girls. Gotta fucking pay attention on the goddamn road. But in my perspective, I think the Steelers aren't keeping an eye on their goddamn road, because what the fuck are you doing? You giving up so much fucking picks, a first and a fourth, which, mind you, first round picks in this next draft feels like you're really just throwing everything away, because this feels like a really deep draft incoming, but you just throw all those out under the fucking pretending nature of thinking you guys are a fucking viable playoff team. You're 0-2. Ben Roethlisberger's out for the season. Mason Rudolph, hey, best of luck to the young lad, but you really think he's going to be the one? Like, he's going to be that guy who elevates you to 9-2 the next 11 games? Dude, get the fuck out of here, man. And I get it, Pittsburgh's defense is going to look spectacular, but I think they gave up a little too much. As for the Dolphins, wow. At this point, you're just hoping Pittsburgh fucks up. At this point, you're just hoping Pittsburgh, with this rash decision, holy fuck, that they are able to just choke the season away. And to be honest, as a Seahawks fan, I wouldn't mind if if the fucking Steelers choked their goddamn season away. I'd be ecstatic. I don't like the Steelers. I kind of laugh. I feel like, shit, well, fuck. And really, the whole thing was, Minkah Fitzpatrick is such a versatile defensive back, and he is so solid. And this is a kid I absolutely wanted on the Seahawks. This was a kid I thought, man, John Schneider and Pete Carroll has to figure something out, right? But unfortunately, the Pittsburgh Steelers went in for the Hail Mary for whatever fucking reason. And yeah, again, in the future, maybe, the formidable Pittsburgh defense can get their shit together. But right now, I don't know, man. I really don't know. And again, Maybe that first round pick was never going to be a guy like Minkah Fitzpatrick. Maybe not. But come on, bro. You fucking selected up to get Devin Bush. I mean, it could have essentially been the same thing, but you went in for it now. I don't understand it. I really don't. If you're a Pittsburgh fan, I mean, you got to be asking, like, what the fuck is the plan here? You really want to just settle for 7-9 at this point? Like, what the fuck? The fucking pretenders of being competitive. Like, that's such bullshit. Like, no thanks, man. No fucking thank you. Right? I don't know, man. You know, a lot of fans, like myself, who are just, football fans, we don't really know the intricacies of what's going on behind the scenes, right? We don't know. We don't know 100%. We can only guess and speculate. And, yeah, sometimes it's very evident, very clear, situations and circumstances within a football organization, but sometimes it's just very curious, like the Steelers situation. But another team that's situation, it was very telegraphed from like week 1, or really the draft, was the New York Giants. So today, the New York Giants have officially decided to name Daniel Jones as the starting quarterback for week 3 for the New York Giants. Giants, I have nothing but respect for Eli. I genuinely think Eli is a Hall of Famer. But you have done this way too late. Holy fuck. This was overdue like 2 years ago. And I love Eli. I think Eli's great. What Eli has done for the Giants organization is inexplicable. It's unbelievable. It's unreal. It's unreal. The man destroyed an 18-0 Patriots team. And then a couple years later, he goes back, meets the Patriots, and beat them again. Like, that man is a National Football League hero, okay? I get that. But holy fuck. The time to sit him down was years ago. And I get it. You didn't really have the backup quarterbacks to supplement that. But really, it's been the string of really shitty decisions that's been fucking your way to this point now, Giants. And here's the thing. I've been berating Daniel Jones. I'm not going to lie about that. But I hope he does well. I hope he does well for his sake. Because that New York media, it's a nightmare. If you fail over there, it's a fucking nightmare. They will run you out of town. And this kid just seems like a decent quarterback. I don't know. I haven't really, we've seen him in that week 1 game when they were getting cream piped by the Cowboys. But we don't know. We don't truly know what the hell, Daniel Jones can do. Like, hell, maybe he's going to be Eli's true successor. Cream pieing the Patriots every now and then. I mean, they have a fucking game on October 10th, Thursday Night Football, which I can't wait. Funny enough, it's my birthday, but a great American treat would be the Giants beating the Patriots with Daniel Jones. That would just be amazing. But again, we'll see. We'll see. Nothing but love and respect for Eli, but about damn time. About damn time you put in this new quarterback. And hopefully for you Giants, you guys are well, but not a lot of talent to speak of, right? I guess Jabril Peppers, yay. You got Jabril Peppers in that deal with the Browns for OBJ, so yay. Not a whole lot of optimism, is there, boys and girls? No, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. And this could be the same situation and same sentiment that could be said of the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, who I argue is a horrible team with the fucking mediocre quarterback, has some awful news on the quarterback front. Cam Newton has exacerbated his foot injury from preseason. Because Rivera, you definitely had to put in Cam, your franchise quarterback, in a preseason game that didn't literally matter. And so now Cam is out indefinitely, which, hey man, you're going to get Will Grier in there. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But definitely interesting because you have a lot of these quarterbacks now that are down and injured. Now starting their backup quarterbacks, these young guys, either drafted this season or last season, or hell, even 2 seasons ago, man. I mean, it's all out there, right? It is absolutely all out there. But the problem with the national media coverage on these quarterbacks going down is channels like ESPN that keep pushing the Kaepernick agenda. I want to slap the shit out of them. I do. Beyond the politics. And I will just give my assessment of Colin Kaepernick as a quarterback. He is bang average. In my opinion, no better than probably Sam Bradford, maybe Blake Bortles, and an aged 30-some-odd-year-old quarterback who has been out of the game for how many years now? 2 years at this point? He's going to come back to NFL-ready squad. You think he's physically going to be ready to throw balls mentally, physically, emotionally? And I'm not a stats guy, but look at his fucking stats. Look at his goddamn numbers. It's goddamn unimpressive. I take Kirk Cousins over Colin Kaepernick. Yeah! I take Kirk Cousins over Colin Kaepernick any fucking day. Because Colin Kaepernick is a fucking joke. And you notice how I didn't really talk about the politics even before any of this shit, right? Let me bring in the politics. Just as a little sprinkle, okay? This guy decided to go political because he fucking had to have a gimmick. Because his on-the-field production was falling. He was a fucking terrible quarterback towards the tail end of his career in the 49ers squad. Ask any fucking 49ers fan. Oh, he got us to the Super Bowl. Bullshit. Yeah, one fucking guy gets you the goddamn Super Bowl. You ignore the fact that there's a whole side on defense, there's a whole fucking side on the receiving squad, and the goddamn O-line, and everything else that's included. Not to mention head coaching. Not to mention fucking Harbaugh. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You think Kaepernick did that shit by himself? No. Circumstances and lucky situations. That's what I like to call it. I don't think he's all that good. He's fucking mediocre as shit, and everybody hypes him up, and ESPN especially. Which... dude, come on, stop. Oh, the league is racist. No, the league is a fucking job and it's a business. If you break some of these fucking rules, bye. And you were trying to sue the NFL for years, and then you settled, which i.e. you suckled the money right off the NFL, and you expect to come back with open arms? What the fuck? Like, no, dude, if I shit on my former job, okay, if I went to my former job and shit the fuck out of them, they go, fuck you, you fucking prick, manager's a cunt, go fuck yourself, and then I sue them and win some goddamn money out of settlement, you think they're gonna fucking accept me back? You think they're gonna be like, oh, what a good guy, sounds a nice guy, yeah, let's bring him back? No, they wouldn't. What the fuck? It's fucking unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable at times when people try to argue and defend Colin Kaepernick. I'm like, how? How are you defending this fucking clown? This guy's a joke. He's a social justice warrior, man. Dude, his message was so goddamn lost and he didn't really use any facts for his arguments. And here's the thing. Here's a goddamn damning thing that I will lay to you stupid ass motherfuckers right now. I understand that there are terrible injustices in the world. And yeah, to a more specific extent, the United States, right? There are racist cops out there. Doesn't mean that every cop is racist. That's just how it is, okay? There are some truly evil people in this fucking world, okay? But don't let that, all right, the minority represent the majority. Because guess what, boys and girls? Legal enforcement here in the United States, these are men and women who are hired by an institution, paid to do a job, right? And their job is protecting the peace. And when you have ruffians of any skin colors, right, causing problems in a neighborhood, disturbing the peace, the cops got to do their job. And yes, there are some real evil pieces of shit in the blue uniform. I get that. But can we stop with the stupid ass generalization that all cops are evil? And this piece of shit, Colin Kaepernick, goes and says, oh, the police are pigs. People are free in Cuba. People are freer in Cuba? What the fuck? You fucking moron. Oh, we should have Colin Kaepernick back in the league. Maybe you should get a fucking lobotomy while you're at it, you dumb fuck. Holy shit, dude. Like, that shit just fucking irritates me. Colin Kaepernick's a great quarterback. Being average quarterback that was under certain circumstances and lucky situations got the wins. Based on numbers and stats and the eye test, he's not even that good. Holy fuck! Like, I try to enjoy the NFL, and then ESPN with their stupid ass politics and whatever bullshit identity politics they have to fucking insert in there, they ruin it for me. They just do. Every fucking morning, I'm at the gym or something, put on First Take. Why isn't Kaepernick in the league? I don't know. We don't want more Blake Bortles and Sam Bradfords. That's fucking why. What the fuck? You want more Nathan Petermans then? Like, what? Huh? Dumb fuck. Jesus Christ. Well, we still got a few days left till football comes back, boys and girls. But we got football today. That's right. The UEFA Champions League kicks off today in about half an hour here as I'm recording. The champions! That's right. That's right. I can sing, bitch. But it's going to be interesting. You got the group stage kicking off. Napoli, Liverpool, that's going to be the big headline of Borussia Dortmund, Barca. I know Inter and Slavia Prague, if I'm not mistaken, they're part of their matchups too. So lots of great matchups here for the Champions League, which I am very excited about. And so interesting to see who's going to come out the winner this season. I think it's curious because, you know, you look at the bookie odds, and I gotta say the numbers are looking really good for Juventus and Inter. I love the numbers on Inter and Juventus right now. I think Inter was about 75-1 and Juve was perhaps 25 or 15-1. But I'm gonna go ahead and double check. Maybe put some money on that shit. Who the fuck knows, boys and girls? But speaking of money, I gotta talk about the WNBA semifinals, boys and girls, because that shit is money. You know why, man? Playoff basketball is fun. Here's a crazy thing though. I don't really watch college basketball. I love watching those old documentaries of former NBA players who talk about their time in college ball. But generally speaking, I don't really like college ball. But something about the WNBA, man, I really like the playoffs. It's absolutely insane the way plays go. And listen, man, if you're just a basketball fan, fundamentals, dude. The women got that fucking fundamental shit down, dude. It's fucking nuts. And really, it's only going to be nuts if shit goes through fruition. Because two sides of brackets here, boys and girls, for the semifinals. You got the Las Vegas Aces versus the Washington Mystics. And now, reminder, boys and girls, the Mystics were in the WNBA Finals last season against the Seattle Storm, where they lost. And on the other side of the bracket, you are going to have the Los Angeles Sparks versus the Connecticut Sun. Now, Sparks, I think, will probably win that series. As for the Aces, hard fought, and I think they'll clinch it. I think at the end of the day, if you ask me head to head, who's gonna kick someone's ass, I'll take that Las Vegas Aces team. They got so much fire under their fucking asses right now. I think the momentum's there, the opportunity's right, and I think they can get that win. So, best of luck to the ladies out there and lads. Football, football, football. And that about does it for me here, boys and girls. So follow me at the Sky Lounge and all the links in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for more daily contents. Now fuck off.